be bringing us to the Abuja Network Center, where we'll be looking at, of course, the discussion started in our Benin Network Center, which is the plan to increase the salaries and allowances of politicians. And of course, at a time where inflation is not looking good, at a time when, of course, we have those whose salaries have been increased from 30,000 to 70,000, most of them are yet to get their pay. And we have seen reaction on that. We have seen Jusun embark on strike sometime in this year, and the one that is not too long, which is the nurses. We have seen that they embark on strike, but with some kind of negotiation. They called up that strike, and we can go on and on. Many civil servants are yet to get their 70,000 minimum wage, and now we're hearing that there's a plan to increase the take home for politicians. Is something many Nigerians have aired their opinion concerning it. So in the course of this discussion, we'll be having via the Zoom line the convener, New Direction for Nigeria Movement, Comrade Mark Adebayo. He will give us his take concerning the subject matter. Is one that is coming at a time that many Nigerians describe as ill-timed. Some say it is insensitive, and others say it does not, give a true picture of distribution of resources equitably. And so, so many descriptions concerning the plan to increase the salaries of politicians. Okay, now, I don't know if you are with us. Can we start the discussion immediately? All right.
Thank you so much.
Good morning.
For having me this morning.
You're welcome. So let's.
Good morning. Good morning.
And very good morning to you. So let's take your opening remark concerning the plan to increase the salaries of politicians.
Well, you see, the Nigerian ruling cliques are characteristically rapacious. From flag independence to date, the Nigerian ruling cliques are characteristically rapacious in nature. They suffer from a syndrome described by late Professor Shima Ashebe. They suffer from self-centered pedestrianism. That is how late Professor Shima Ashebe described them. That character, that behavior, that attitude of selfishness, of only thinking about themselves, not bothering about what happened to the Nigerian masses, to the Nigerian citizens, to the Nigerian populace, or to Nigeria as a country itself. That has been their character, that has been their attitude, that has been their nature from flag independence. That is why it didn't come as a surprise, when they made this announcement. For everybody to contemplate that it is the political class, it is the ruling clique, it is the people that are in government, that at this moment we need to increase their salaries and emoluments. It shows you how terribly unpatriotic and uncaring that the ruling cliques of this country can be. So because in the period of total food insecurity, in a period that we have elevated level of we have everything in this country is so expensive, we are out of reach for the common man. And what they are thinking is to increase the salaries of the president, of the governor, and other political office holders. It is preposterous, it is unpatriotic, it is condemnable. It is absolutely unacceptable. That's my take on that.
Okay, so your take is taken, and of course it's clear. And let's quickly dissect what some stakeholders have said about this. For example, the national president of NLC say that it is insensitive and inequality. do you think that is best describe the situation that we're in now?
Well, of course, the issue of inequality, injustice, and lack of equity has been a predominant factor in our politics. It's a recurrent decimal in our body politics. The people in power, the people in government do not see themselves as equal to other citizens of this country. That's why they break the laws. That's why they act with impunity, and that's why they really don't bother about it. Look at the insecurity in the country. Look at the 37% inflation rate, and it's going higher every day. Forget about the lies being told by the government that it has come down to 20. The inflation rate is still rising higher. They are not thinking about cushioning the effect of the in-time subsidy removal, which has brought us into a lot of economic ruin in this country, where businesses are collapsing, whereas medium-scale businesses are no longer viable. They are not thinking about cushioning the effects of the subsidy removal. They are not thinking about securing Nigerians, protecting Nigerians from the insecurity all over the country. They are not thinking of that. They are not thinking about how education can be affordable, how health can be affordable, how our roads can be fixed, how life can be better for the regular Nigerian. All they are thinking about. And of course, let's not deceive ourselves anyways. The issue of the president collecting 1.5 million or how much? 1.5 million naira is not even realistic. You know what I mean? If you say you are collecting 1.5 million as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, but at the end of the day, you see a governor that had 2 houses. After his tenure, he has 150 houses all over the country and in Dubai and some choice cities all over the world. So it is not about their salary. It's not about. It's just that they want to rub something on our faces to tell us that we will mean nothing to them. Why will anybody be talking of increasing the salaries of the president or governor at this moment, at this period, that Nigeria is heavily indebted locally and internationally? But because they are so insensitive, they are patriotic, they only care about themselves and their immediate families and friends and their circle of political friends. They don't care. So now, and I think sometimes these only cliques are clever. They just want to give us something to divert our attention to something from the critical issues of the day, so that they have killed something like killing a bone to the dog to be battling with why they continue to do their mission. But essentially, they have just exposed themselves as who they truly are, that they really don't care about us, that they don't believe that governance and government is about the people, but it's about them. It's about just them. It's about the people in government. It's about their friends. It's about their cronies. So that's what they are telling us. That's what they are telling us. Because some of these people, 1.5 million naira means nothing, absolutely nothing to them. It's money for breakfast for their girlfriend. I mean, it means something to them. Yeah, but exactly, it is not even about their salary. That's why I said that one is very deceptive. Because some of these people, in their accounts all over the world, we find billions in naira and dollar. So, is it the 1.9 million naira that they are collecting that is making them to be soldiers of president and governor? No! We shouldn't deceive ourselves. That thing is just put there to mislead Nigerians. So now that they are coming out to say they want to increase it, I think it's part of the deceptive politics they are playing. And of course, I'm happy that Nigerians are not taking it from them. Yes, so Nigerians are not taking it from them. Nigerians are saying no. And we join them to say no. And that's saying there must be new direction for this country. There must be new direction from the current recklessness, from the current insensitivity in leadership, from the current carelessness in leadership in this country. There must be new direction. Starting from 2027, Nigerians must look for a new direction for this country. We must move away from the plutocratic mentality of the current set of leaders and begin to look in the direction of new people that will be able, that have the capacity, the patriotism, the commitment, the devotion to be able to put Nigeria on the track of development an indigenous technological takeoff that will take us to the next level among the community of nations. New direction is compulsory for this country. We cannot continue doing the same thing the same way and expect a different result.
All right, Comrade Adebayo, that takes us to our next question. You are talking about new direction, and is an argument that is currently canvassed by some Nigerians, especially the fact that over 80% of the politicians you see today in public offices are not paupers. You have seen that some of them moved from lawmaking to executive arm, back to lawmaking. Some of them, after even their stay as executive, as governors, they are even compensated with ministerial positions. Some go back to the Senate as their retirement home. And besides that, most of the big businesses you see around, they are the owners. You talk about oil firms, you talk about estates. They are the owners, and the list is endless. And so the argument now, based on the fact that you said there should be a new direction that Nigerians should be thinking, is also in that line, which says that that rather should be a pay cut to some of these political office holders, because none of them, absolutely none of them, is a pauper. So let's get your take on that.
I hear you. I'm showing my hair to hear you.
Okay,
because of the noise of the rain.
Okay, let me
but you see, look, this circle of
take it again.
From lawmaker to executive arm of government, other as governor. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I am hearing you clearly. You are loud and clear. I can hear you clearly.
So, okay. So, this circle, National Assembly or State Assembly, to becoming governor, to becoming president, and you repeat the circle. When you are no longer governor, you go. So some of them left from the Senate or House of Reps to become governors in their states, and when they are done 2 times in their state, they will still return to the National Assembly. They have made ruling Nigeria as their birthright. It has become a birthright as far as they are concerned. And that is why they control the commanding eyes of the economy. They are the ones with the biggest houses in Abuja, biggest houses in Lagos. Nigerian politicians have almost been buying the whole of Dubai. The properties in Dubai, most properties in Dubai belong to Nigerians, and most of them are politicians. Where are they getting the money from? Where are they getting the resources from? It's the resources that are meant to prepare Nigeria that they are looting to do what they are doing. How many Nigerian politicians today who is in power can come out clean in terms of what they have, money, financially, and in terms of material possessions, that we can defend where they got that money from? So they did not, partially none, very few, probably less than 1% of politicians in power in Nigeria today. So the best thing, you see, our leadership recruitment processes are terribly flawed.
Okay, comrade,
from prebendal politics of monetizing elections.
Before we look at the recruitment system, we are due for a short break, and we'll be back as soon as possible. Hello, Comrade Adebayo. If you're yes. All right, so you're about to make the point on leadership recruitment process. But the question will be, irrespective of the criteria you set to recruit leaders, the fact is that it is highly monetized. If you want to be a president, what you should have, is about 5 billion naira. You want to be a governor, what you should have, as in cash, is about 2 billion naira. And the same goes to, you want to be a senator, House of Rep members, and the likes. So it is highly monetized. What is the possibility that someone who is well-rounded and is capable of delivering the dividend of democracy, but he or she does not have the requirement, I'm talking about financial requirement, irrespective of the criteria for leadership selection, how will that work?
You severely underestimated the financial commitment required to win election in this country. I mentioned 5 billion. 5 billion for House of Reps and Senate and senators. You know, it's not the 5 billion will do nothing for you to become a governor. 5 billion cannot even make you win your party's primary for governorship, not for presidency. If you want to become president, you should they will spend upward of 500 billion. Over 500 billion. What are you talking? Maybe Senate, even Senate, maybe you spend up to 10 billion. You know, from primary to election itself. So it is not as cheap as you are mentioning. And well, for a patriotic, committed, and capable individual who is not a money bag, but who will do well for the country, to win an election in this country is not a 100-meter dash. It's a long distance race. That person must be fair to work for a minimum of 5 consecutive years non-stop. That is, if it's not money back, or at least 2 years. 2 years of massive work, of massive mobilization of Nigerian people. You know, set up a coalition of Nigerian people where it is a lot of hard work. You need to touch the nooks and crannies of the country far before the election. You know, presenting alternative solutions to the current road. You need to have people. You need to get the masses behind you. You need to get the masses in the 774 local government areas of the country, in 8,400 and something wards of this country. You need to have people. You need to have foot soldiers. You need to be able to convince people that will believe in you first. You need to convince people who will believe in you first, and they will become your disciples all over the country, the nooks and crannies of this country. That is why, because you see, our leadership recruitment process in Nigeria has become transactional and compromised. So, and if you want a real leader who does not want to buy your conscience, who does not want to buy your future, who does not want to eat your today and your tomorrow together, you know, we need a pro-people, president. You know, in 2023, you saw what Peter Obi did. It was tantamount to more or less like a political revolution. But you see, you know, there are people who ran for the presidency in 2023. For instance, look at Adebayo Adewale of the SDP. That was the only presidential candidate that promised never to touch the subsidy. That he will not remove the subsidy, but he will block all the corruption in that sector. But you know, people didn't vote for him. People ignored him and neglected him, but probably went for the highest bidder. So in 2027, it shouldn't be like that. The Nigerian people ourselves must be able to reform ourselves and look in the new direction of recruiting our leaders, not by allowing them for their today to steal our tomorrow. I mean, the 5,000 you collect, the 10,000 you collect from the polling booth to vote for the wrong candidate, you have mortgaged your future and the future of your grandchildren unborn for the next 2-3 generations. So yeah,
the question is there any political party that goes to the poll without the preparation to tempt people to sell their vote? Is there any
there are political parties?
Yes, is there any political party that is not willing to buy vote?
Yes. For our experience in 2023, let me just give this recent example. Both SDP and Labour Party refuse to pay anybody to vote for them. What is on? What you had a reason? You say that is because they want Nigerians to vote their conscience. That's why they want Nigerians to vote for capacity. Yeah, that's why they want Nigerians to vote for leadership. That is why they want Nigerians to have the resources to pay. You get the point. Well, you see now, even we have the resources.
Yes.
No, it's about principle and ideology. It is about principle and ideology. I do not see an Adebayo Adewale going to polling people to give people 5,000 or 2,000, 1,000 or 1 naira. I do not see a Peter Obi doing same. You understand me? So at times the politicians themselves don't do it. The politicians themselves don't do it, but the followers, the party faithfuls,
They are the ones, of course, doing this from their own pockets most time.
Once your followers are doing it, you are responsible for the actions and activities of your agents, of the people that represent you. Once your people do it, you are the one doing it. I'm not saying you see them at the polling unit dashing out money by themselves. You directly, and your thugs, your agents are dishing out money to people. You are the one responsible for that. You understand me? So this money, that thing should be criminalized. It has to be criminalized. Both the buying and the selling of votes needs to be criminalized. Nigerian electoral processes must be cleaned up so that the result of the election will be a true reflection of the choices of the people, not because they were compromised, not because they were blackmailed by Gary, by module of rice, module of salt, and all of that. And that is why we have a circle of poverty in this country, because politicians will ensure, especially the people in power, people in government, will ensure that they engage in a policy of deliberate impoverishment of the people. So when the elections are coming, because the money is getting scarce now. So they will make sure money is scarce, that people are hungry, that people are desperate. So when you throw 5,000 naira at them, they carry the 5,000 naira, vote for you, and mortgage the country, and the roads they are supposed to have, the security they are supposed to have, the education, qualitative education they are supposed to have, the health they are supposed to have, they mortgage it for the next 4 years or for the next 8 years. Because when you are hungry, sense does not make common sense to you. Common sense does not make sense to you anymore. All you want is for you to even survive that day. It is a deliberate policy of punishment that the ruling cliques of this country have developed over the years. And that's why we are saying, both from us as citizens and to the government and the government of this country, there must be a new direction. And starting in 2027, we will ensure that there is a new direction, and that people that have made it their priority to punish Nigerians for putting them into power will not stand a chance in 2027. That is our priority. That is our assignment.
Okay, so as a way of wrapping up, what is the way out from the proposed plan to increase politicians' salary? Concluding.
Well, for foremost, I want to appreciate the media. Media platforms like the ITV, the people who have been bringing to the fore the interests of the people, the interests of Nigerians, and issues that matter to the welfare of the people and the development of the country. The media, you are already doing your own bit. We are already doing our own bit by speaking up. This is what we'll be doing to ensure that we don't allow that kind of thing to happen. Already, I think they are building a hasty retreat. I doubt if they will go ahead with it because Nigerians are speaking up. You, the media, as usual, being the fourth estate of the realm that has been standing for the people from independence to date, you are doing your bit. If you continue to do it, your TV house, your television station has been among the television houses that have been bringing to the fore people-centered interest topics that address the concerns of the masses. So that is it. We are doing your bit. We are doing our bit as activists, and we ensure that we call out the government to do the right thing. Everything. Nigeria must not keep quiet. So, in summary, we should not keep quiet.
Thank you so much, and that has been the.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nigeria. The Director for Nigeria Movement, Comrade Mark Adebayo. Thank you so much for your time with us.